Welcome to the FanDuel Punch Out. I'm Jason Gilbo, J Gilbo 11. With me is Russell Clay at Russell J Clay. Taking a look at tonight's 7-game slate here on FD and relatively weak pitching slate. Thankfully, I mean, you only have to choose one, so you're either probably looking at Pomeranz or maybe a GPP risk option from one of the many that are here. So I think it's a night to kind of get some bats in your lineup.
Yeah, for sure. And we got some nice stacks in there, so it could be a pretty reasonable night in a FanDuel sense. I like this much more than the DK slate, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, choosing two pitchers over there just makes me
Oh,
want to
yeah, it's nothing against DK. It's just the format makes you sad with that second pitcher.
Yeah, definitely. And Baltimore, New York here, first one. I mean, Michael Pineda versus Giovanni Gallardo. We can talk about those Yankees left-handed bats first, going up against Gallardo, who struggled against lefties, has struggled over the past. Obviously, I think both Gardner and Ellsbury are certainly playable at 3.5. I'm not in love with the Beltran 4.4 price tag, but I think the front four are in play.
Yeah, absolutely. They are expensive, but at the same time, I do like some of those prices against a righty. So definitely firing away there.
Yeah, and on the Baltimore side of things, I mean, you got to like that Adam Jones price tag at 3.1. And then it's going to be all about when that lineup comes out. If Chris Davis and Matt Wieters are back, 3.4, 3.1 for both of them. I like those price tags. I like the Chris Davis price tag quite a bit.
I've liked it the last 3 days, and I'm still waiting. So, I mean, it's another good matchup for him if he's in the lineup. He's not quite competing with Ortiz, but I do think he's an interesting move and potential cash game option at that price.
Yeah, you look at Pineda this season. I mean, 348 WOBA to right-handers, 1.86 home runs per 9.
Oh.
Yankees 346 WOBA, or to lefties 346 WOBA, allowed 1.28 home runs per 9. So obviously, even both sides of the plate have been getting into it this season. We've seen the blowout games that he has, but safety does get kind of limited, and that bullpen comes in. I mean, that's where it kind of could get tough for Baltimore.
This series was made for Chris Davis. This was a Chris Davis series, and it just didn't happen. So we'll wait for the next time around. It'll happen again. But yeah, anyway, I still do like this Orioles lineup tonight in a value sense. I'm actually okay with Machado at his price, even though it's super expensive as well.
Yeah, and Scope at 2.7 is not a bad price tag for him either.
Right.
Brewers and Pirates, next one here, Jeff Locke versus Chase Anderson. And I really like the Pirates outfielders here. I mean, Marte's price is a lot easier to accommodate. I like Polanco, McCutchen, Marte. I think those are kind of the three that I'm looking to use against Anderson. Obviously, Polanco's not going to enjoy the splits, but he's handled righties well. And Anderson's been hammered by right-handed bats this year.
He's going to be smiling while those doubles get hit over his head there. So I think we're still rooting for Chase Anderson. He's going to be happy the entire way through, but this might be a rough outing for him. I definitely like the middle of that lineup. They're all reasonably priced. So the 2 through 4 there is something I'm really looking at for FanDuel purposes.
Yeah, definitely. And as far as the Brewers bats go, I mean, you kind of got a little bit of everything. I really like the Jonathan Villar price tag at 3.1. That's one of my favorite plays on the slate, just because he's far cheaper. He's hit lefties very well. Braun, not quite the value, but I still don't mind him as a one-off. And obviously, I think Roy and Perez at their prices are certainly in play.
Yeah, for sure. In play tournament guys that you like to sort of get a little different with, but at the same time, probably not in cash consideration.
Villar is probably the only one that's cash for me, just given the price tag. He's probably the only one out of the 4.
31's nice. 31's definitely a nice price.
Yeah. Marlins and Phillies next one here, and we can talk about the Marlins first. I mean, obviously against Hellickson. For me, I mean, I like Yelich, Dietrich. I mean, the two lefties against him, but obviously I don't hate Stanton Ozuna tonight. I do think at their respective price tags, they are definitely in play.
Yeah, I do like Yelich at 34 though. Much different than DK. Him and Stanton. I prefer those two over Ozuna, price considered here. So I definitely be interested in those. But they're just a tournament. I'm not totally in on the Marlins tonight. I think Hellickson, with slate considered, it's kind of just wishy-washy.
I think both sides of this game, for as far as offense goes, isn't really the most intriguing on the 7-game slate, and there's just enough games to where I can just kind of pass off I'm definitely
Mhm.
more so on the Marlins here. I can't really see myself using kind of Phillies bats. There's too many other price tags that I like even around them.
Agreed.
Dodgers Nationals here, and once again, I still think the Daniel Murphy price tag is certainly intriguing. I still think Harper combined 7,500 between the two of them is a really nice duo against Bud Norris, who's been hit hard by lefties this season. I mean, 41% hard ball rate allowed. So for me, I think Harper and Murphy are a great duo to kind of work into your lineup tonight.
Yeah, Murphy at 35, that's going to be tough to get away from in any format. So I think you kind of lock Murphy in at second in pretty much all formats tonight, unless you're getting weird. I mean, ownership's going to be up there. We're all seeing the same thing, but I think you just fire him in there either way. And like you mentioned, Harper, I'm okay with Revere at 2,700 as well.
Yeah, and you look at the Dodger side of things. I mean, there's a reason why they're 28th against lefties in WOBA. I mean, they haven't been great.
Yeah.
Hard to kind of justify some of these guys, as top end options tonight. The prices are a little bit easier to accommodate, but I think maybe Puig's the only one I might take a look at, just given he's basically bare minimum.
Yeah, 22 for Puig and 28 for Justin Turner, guys I'm okay with. Other than that, I don't think it's not something you need to do. I'm okay with Turner in a tournament and Puig if you want to get weird, but I don't think you need too much exposure to that team tonight.
No, I don't think so either. Giants and Red Sox here. Drew Pomeranz making his debut against Matt Cain, and obviously you got to like the Red Sox side of things here more so. In one, I mean, the only downside is if you use Pomeranz, you can only use 3 Red Sox bats instead of 4 if you want to work in another one. So for me, I do think 1 through 7, the Sox team's definitely playable. Even guys like Bradley or Travis Shaw.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can get weird with this Red Sox lineup, even some of the end guys. I mean, Bradley's not getting weird, but 3,500 for him is solid out of the 6th spot. Obviously, you're looking at Ortiz and Cash. But I mean, I think this is doable. Even Bogarts at 33, I really like that price as well. So I'm willing to pay up whatever I got to do. I'm basically treating the Red Sox kind of like a little like a Coors type of atmosphere tonight with that lineup. So I'm trying to get as much exposure to them as I can.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about on the Giants side. I mean, being contrarian, going against Pomeranz, who's kind of the safer option tonight. And maybe they turned around. They've seen him a couple times already. I think you can look at some of the righties. I mean, Posey, Pagan there. I mean, maybe a Mac Williamson. Belt's the odd man out for me. Span's the odd man out for me. So I think if I'm doing anything, it's going to be with those guys. Maybe a Crawford too.
For sure.
So I think it's just the contrarian move, and that's about it. But I'm not too high on them.
Yeah, Pogey the Bear.
Pogey.
Posey is a nice contrarian move. I like it even more here because of the price. So that's solid. I think you can fit him into tournament lineups. I don't think you do it with Cash though.
No, I'm definitely not leaning Cash. I think GPP is the right move. Padres and Cardinals next one here. Jaime Garcia versus Paul Clemens, and Cardinals are priced a little bit more expensive. I mean, it's kind of a little bit reversed, I guess you could say. Matt Adams a little bit higher, but still value at first base. Grichuk, I mean, complete opposite ends of the pricing spectrum there.
Yeah, no kidding. He's basically the most expensive one on DK. So 2,800. Line me up on that one. I'm loving these prices. Holiday might be. It's really the opposite. I might not be in on Holiday in terms of all these guys at the prices. But I do like Matt Adams, Grichuk, Aledmus Diaz, and Piscotty. I like that 4-man stack there.
Yeah, I do too. And on the Padres side, I really like that Matt Kemp price tag. I mean, the guy's hammered lefties this season, 2,800, good track record against lefties. And Garcia is a guy who, been up and down this season, but merely average against right-handed bats. Has had some blow potential. So I like, Will Myers. I like Matt Kemp here. I don't even hate Solarte or Upton. I still think the front 4 are playable in GPPs. Kemp could be borderline cash just given the price tag.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. 2,800 is quite the deal there. Still tournaments for me, but I think a Myers Kemp mini thing against Garcia could be a low owned grouping for a tournament. So I do like that.
Yeah. Angels and Rangers here next, and looking here, I mean Desmond's expensive, 4,300, a little bit more so here on DraftKings. So I'm not a big fan of Desmond at that price tag. I prefer guys like Mookie Betts. He's more expensive than Mike Trout. I would rather much roll Mike Trout. So Desmond's kind of off the board here, but I don't mind guys like Beltran or Rua.
Yeah. These prices aren't really doing it for me for the Rangers. I think you're better off. I mean, I don't mind Santiago tonight, so I think I'm okay with just sort of fading that Rangers lineup at those prices.
And as far as the Angels side of things go, I mean, a little bit better price tags. I mean, obviously you got like Mike Trout at 4K. It's not a bad price tag for him on this slate. Same thing with Pujols. I mean, obviously he's crushing the ball right now. Home run potential's been up, but 3,200 still not a bad price tag for what he's done of recent.
Yeah, and Trout obviously. That's if you don't know it's a Mike Trout night, then you can get out. So, but yeah, him and Pujols,
so aggressive on the Mike Trout.
Yeah.
I mean,
I said it with a smile on my face, though. That was like really passive aggressive, wasn't it? It was like, yeah, you're an idiot if you don't like Mike Trout. Yeah, that was really weird. I don't know why I did that. That's fine though. That's fine. It's the end of the pod here. So if you're still listening, I'm sorry if I insulted you, but play Mike Trout in cash tonight if you can.
Yeah, I think if you can, I mean,
yeah, if you can,
you just
gotta make. And by if you can, I mean you get your shoehorn from your grandfather that he passed down from his great grandfather, and you shoehorn him in to all your lineups, 100% exposure, and then he's going to go 1 for 3 with a double and no runs scored or RBIs, and you're going to hate me tomorrow. And that's just how it's going to go.
It is a very real possibility for what could happen, which is why I'm never saying it's, I'm plugging away 100% Mike Trout. But yeah, he's in a good spot tonight. He's at a good price tag. He's, arguably the best player in the world at this point. So that's going to wrap things up here at the FanDuel Punch Out. Be sure to check out DaveFantasyCafe.com for all great tools and content.